Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast. My name is Scott. I'll be your host today. Got a good show for you. Another return guest. I'm going to bring him on in just a moment. As always, you can find this and the back episodes of our podcast at our website. It's called ordinarymarathoner.com. Check it out if you get a chance. You can also find it over at the aggregators, places like Stitcher and TuneIn, iTunes, Google Play, all those good things. If you like the show, please hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a new episode that way. You can also find the show now on our YouTube channel. You got to search for Ordinary Marathoners, or Ordinary Marathoner, singular. I think you probably get it either way. But we got some of the podcast episodes, the more recent ones are up there, and we got a couple of videos up there as well. I have to shout out to Don Cavanaugh from Seven Roads Media, a local video company. He helped me out. Recently we've bought a ton of video equipment. So we're going to start doing some more YouTube videos. I don't know what we're going to do. We have some ideas in mind. I'm not an actor. I'm not a videographer. Maybe I'll turn into one. I don't know. Maybe I'll be good. Maybe I'll be bad. Who knows? But, it's all fun. So we'll figure it out. We're going to figure out some cool things to do and hopefully entertain you. We have the Ordinary Marathon, our virtual race. It's coming soon, April 29th through May 6th. It's a 10-day race. It's benefiting the American Cancer Society through their determination team. Now, you don't have to be able to run a full marathon in order to join. All you got to do is participate. It is just really sort of a celebration of the running community, the Ordinary Marathoner community. We have the people over at Twitter. By the way, you can find me there at Ord Marathoner, O-R-D Marathoner. If you follow me there, I'll follow you back. You can also find us at Ordinary Marathoners on Facebook. That's the discussion group. It's a closed group. You got to add yourself to it. We'll approve you right away. All of those places, we're going to be doing a lot of work with the Ordinary Marathon, our virtual race. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors, Greasy Girl Headbands. That's Greeecie. DestinationVacation.com. That's destination-vacation.com. You can find them over on the internet. The Sam Fund, a cancer-related charity. They help cancer survivors sort of integrate back into society and help, and after treatment and that kind of thing. They do a really great job. We're actually going to have their founder, Samantha Watson, on in a few weeks. Nathan Sports, they're going to be giving away helping us with our giveaways during the Ordinary Marathon. Special thanks to Nathan Sports and Forever Home Running. That's Furever. He is our race director, Scott Frassard. We're going to have him on the program in a few weeks too. He's got a really cool thing. I don't even want to announce it yet, but just a really interesting guy. He's got a lot going on over there. He's helping us out with our virtual race. He is our race director, I guess you might say. And speaking of race directors, that is, I'd like to introduce my guest, Mr. Bill Costello. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good, Scott. Thanks.
I want to welcome you back to the show. It's been a long time. So I was looking at our Skype conversation. When I was looking you up to try to get you back on the program today, December of 2016 was the last time I spoke to you this way. That's a long time ago. I know. It doesn't seem that long, right?
Scott, I feel like I talk to you every day through social media.
We do. I mean, we do talk a lot. I mean, Bill is the race director of one of my favorite local races. It's a half marathon, the Cheshire Half Marathon in Cheshire, Connecticut. It's about an hour away from my house. I've done it 3 times now. And it's just a really cool race. It's a great course. It's a great sort of family atmosphere. I shouldn't even really explain it too much. You're the race director, Bill. Why don't you kind of give us sort of give us the sales pitch of the Cheshire Half?
Well, it's professionally managed, but it's definitely run by, a group of individuals, a foundation. We started a foundation a few years back, and most of the parents, most of the board members are parents who have kids who have special needs. So we kind of got together and tried to do a couple things. One is to create a road race that we could share the plight of those living with special needs, and then also to help those live a healthy lifestyle. So we combined a lot of different features into the event, including our Healthy Living Festival, and you got United Healthcare as a sponsor. So it's like I said, it's professionally managed, but it's run by volunteers on a day-to-day basis. We're not, we use our funds wisely, and we give back about this year. We hope to give back $150,000 to various charities that support us on race day, but also 4 main beneficiaries: Best Buddies, Abilities Without Boundaries, the Sarah Foundation, and Lions International. But beyond all that, we also have something pretty unique. Is we have a relay with 12 individuals who'll do one leg of the about 1 mile with their buddies. So we have a bus from Quinnipiac that drives a lot of these kids around, and so we incorporate all these charities into the event through various disabilities. We had Achilles International will have about 30 individuals with hand cycles. So all told, we have about 150 people with various disabilities. Last year, we had somebody with an oxygen tank run.
Wow.
This year, I have my 89-year-old father who's going to be running the 5K, and he's been training pretty good, and he's determined to win his age group category. But,
does he have a lot of competition there? Or?
I think you described it well. It is a family event. It's we have over 80 corporate sponsors. We have great sponsors. We produce a magazine that goes along with it that we mail out to 30,000 homes. So it's much more than a road race. We call it an event, and it requires a lot of planning because of that.
Yeah, it certainly does. I can't, every year it's like I come back and it seems like more and more people every year, but yet it never seems overly crowded. You know what I mean? It's never meaning I never feel like I'm, elbow to elbow and I can't move around. Like it's always like a really good kind of family atmosphere. Just like a nice place. And, you said you have all these tents outside set up. It's a good environment for a race. You said the 5K and there's a relay and there's a half. Are those the 3? Or was there something else? Why did I feel like there was something else? I know you had talked about potentially doing a full, at one point. Did that ever come around? I mean, obviously it didn't come around this year.
Well, we have a 2-person relay as part of our half, and then we have the special needs relay, which is the full half marathon, and we have 12 legs of it, and we have a bus that takes the participants around. We also have a kids race.
My daughter did that.
Yeah, two different levels on the kids race around the track. So it's been pretty popular. But yeah, we do have an application. We've been turned down last couple years because they wanted us to implement offsite parking, wanted us to do various things. So we have it again in front of the town of Cheshire, and we are cautiously optimistic. So we're hoping in the next couple of weeks, but I have a feeling because all the budget issues here in Connecticut, it may get kicked out till after the event. But we've been promised an answer sometime no later than May. So we're hopeful by mid-May maybe we'll have an answer. Then we can. But the town of Hamden, which we run in, also approved it. But the thing that I would be excited about, and for your runners, is that it would probably be we're still trying to determine this. It'll be the longest Greenway Marathon in the United States, with significant, probably upwards of 20 miles on the trail, going all the way up to New Haven, be able to turn around and come back. And it'll be pancake flat. So it'll be a great opportunity for somebody to try to qualify for Boston, or certainly get a best time. And I think it's those who never thought they could do a marathon. It may provide an opportunity to try it because it's literally pancake flat.
Yeah, and I got to tell you,
very little road.
Yeah, I one of the things I love about the race is the course itself. I was definitely going to mention that because, so you kind of start out and you go through a little bit of a residential area, and there's some hills. It's not, until you hit the Farmington Trail. It's the Farmington Canal Trail, I believe.
Yep.
And like you said, it's like pancake flat till probably like mile 7. And in the half, at least, you turn back around and you go sort of on local roads it's a little bit hillier, but it's not that bad. I think there's one hill at mile 10 that I think we talked about this last time that gets me all the time. But I got to tell, so last year, this is a total tangent I'm going to go off on, but last year, like I knew that hill was coming and I've had bad experiences on that hill. And it's not really a long hill, but it's just this kind of a short, steep hill. And you get surprised by it if you don't know it's there. So you make like a left-hand turn and boom, there it is. And I just was from like mile 5 and 6, I just was thinking about that hill, and I'm like, I'm going to get up that hill. I'm going to get up that hill. And then when I was hit mile 10, I was like, I had energy and I crushed it. I went up that hill and I wound up PRing, the last three miles. I just destroyed. I almost broke 2 hours. I was like 2 hours. Oh yeah, we were like, my time chip was messed up. We should talk about that. We'll talk about that offline.
Hey,
Yeah.
I do have a bit of news for you about that hill. The town of Cheshire paved that whole road there. So we're going to have the red carpet for you on that hill now this year.
Oh, nice. You should have an escalator.
Yes.
That's what I want. Let me know when the escalator is there. Yeah, but really, it's going to be nice?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Nice. But I never minded the pavement so much. I think I love the course. I ride the Farmington Rail Trail for my biking, for my triathlons. So I actually will drive over to Suffield, Connecticut, which is probably 20 miles north of where you are. And I take it down. And so one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, I'm assuming that you probably, maybe you don't, but maybe you talk to some of the guys that are involved with the actual rail trail itself. So there's a spot somewhere in Farmington where I can't go south anymore. And someone told me, and it might be a rumor, it might not, that there's a bald eagle's nest in there, and that the only reason they kind of locked it off was because they don't want people messing with the bald eagle's nest because they're endangered species or whatnot. But do you know, like, I can't get past, I want to do longer rides. I can't get past Farmington. Do you know why?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. There is a plan to complete the trail from Cheshire right through
all the way down. Yeah, that would be great.
And there is Cheshire opened up 3 lengths of it last year. Yep. So there's our north part of the town, and there's one where you get onto the trail for our race. If you were to look left this year as you're running our course, you'll see that the state of Connecticut is finishing the leg from where you get on the course to right there, and that's a very expensive leg. But Southington has added a couple.
How far is Farmington from you?
It's not too far, but there's Bristol. I think it's Bristol is where the big gap is going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's Bristol or north of or Plainville or something. North of Southington is the big section there that is being designed now.
Right.
And you should be able to go right from up there in Suffield right down through to the shoreline in New Haven.
That'll be really nice once they get that thing finished. Go ahead.
I didn't hear about the bald eagle, but the Farmington Rails Trails organization, which is based in Hamden, Connecticut, that was the first leg of it. I guess Cheshire was the first leg of this whole thing, and we were sort of the last to be completed. But they actually volunteer for our event. We make a donation to their cause, and they'll have a table at our event. So make sure you go over there and you can ask them that specific question.
That's good to know, because I would love to talk to them, because I love they do a great job, all the way from Suffield until I can't go anymore. And it's just kind of blocked off. There's a trail there. It's just there's like a little sign that says don't go beyond. You could go on if you really wanted. My problem is I got to do these really long bike rides for the triathlon, and when I turn around there and I go back to the car, I'm like 40 miles. And once I hit the car, I'm done. Like, I just want to put the bike in the car. And I really need to do like another 20, 30 miles sometimes. But like, my brain, once I see the car, it's like, must go to the car. And I'm too tired. So I figure if I can do like 30 miles out and then 30 miles back, once you're 30 miles down, you can't bail out at that point. You got to get back to the car either way. So that's kind of like the plan. But I love the trail. I love being on it, and I'm definitely going to talk to those guys at the race. Let's take a break here, Bill. Wow, that's pretty early, but let's let's take a break either way, and we'll come right back after the break with Bill Costello. Hey guys, my friend Lauren is creating an incredible resource for runners and triathletes. It's called raceadvisors.com. She has amassed a list of thousands of races, 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, marathons, ultramarathons, and triathlons, and anything in between. If you're thinking about running a race, look it up and check out the reviews. Have a favorite race of your own? Look it up. See what others have to say about it. Or better yet, leave a review of your own. raceadvisors.com. Read it, race it, review it. I want to tell you guys about another great small business I've come across while doing this podcast. It's called Greasy Girl Headbands. I know. I have very short hair, so what could I possibly know about headbands? Well, I know that I bought one for my wife Stephanie and daughter Samantha this Christmas. Stephanie, she uses it for what it was designed for, running and working out. But 8-year-old Sam, well, she just wears hers all the time. So the question is, how can you get one? Well, that's easy. You head on over to greasygirlheadbands.com. It's spelled Greeecie, girlheadbands.com, and select from the many styles and options they have available. I'm sure you'll find one that's just perfect for you. All right, we are back now from break. Bill, I do want to mention your website, CheshireHalfMarathon.com. That's where you go to register for the race. The race is on April 29th, right? That's the Sunday?
Yep.
And you can actually go on there. If you use the coupon code ORDINARY, you get 15% off. And you can meet us there. We'd love to meet you guys at the starting line. Just wait it out until we have to go for a little run there, a little 13.1 miles through Cheshire, Connecticut. Like I said, it's a great race. I love it. You also have a Facebook group, Cheshire Half Marathon. You can join or just add yourself to that group over there. It's more of an informational page, right? I mean, people do post their experiences and stuff there. I know I get a lot of information. I've seen a lot of you've been advertising a lot this year. I seem to be seeing a lot of commercials. A lot probably goes into the advertising of this, no?
Well, we for the first time we contracted with Active to do a social media campaign beyond our normal Facebook. So
Yeah.
it's producing some results, but we'll have to see how it these things pop up on your emails with it kind of is pretty interesting how they follow people around the internet and so all those things that are going on with Facebook now is kind of taking a little bit more interest in it because it is real in terms of when you purchase ads on Facebook or you use a consultant to buy a program, they do have ways of kind of following your habits or your likes and things like that, and they do kind of follow you around. But it's pretty big business right now.
Yeah.
But so it's been showing some results, and we can tell how many clicks we get on and how many people actually register. So we're experimenting.
Yeah, I've seen the ad, and I have no reason to click on it because I'm already in. So speaking of which,
one more thing you forgot to mention is that anybody who signs up through Ordinary Marathon code will be in the top 10 in terms of their numbers.
That's right. And that, I got to tell you, that's a great selling point. Last year we went. So the CEO of the bank that sponsors the event, he got number 1 last year. I don't even know if he collected that. I didn't see the number 1, but he's probably faster than me anyway. So I wore number 2, which was amazing, which is great for the photos. People are like, how'd you get that number? I'm like, I know Bill. I just know Bill. That's the way it works. And then I think we had 3, 4, 5, and 6, just a whole group of us there wearing low numbers and making us look way more important and fast than we really are. But that was great. Thank you. I can't wait for this year. I love this perk.
Well, this year we'll get a picture with all the elite runners with the low numbers and you guys. So.
And who's that big guy in the middle? That's just Scott. I love it. So anyway, last year I ran the race, and I think we talked about this a little bit before. And after the race, there's just tons of food. There was pizza and sandwiches, and that's where I learned that chocolate milk is a great after race drink. What else you guys got going on this year?
Well, we got pretty much the same spread. We got Subway as a major sponsor of ours. We've got Farmer's Cow is coming back. Pizza.
Is that the ice cream?
Not the ice cream this year, but we're going to have the chocolate milk.
I love the chocolate milk.
Yeah, it's not just chocolate milk, but it's really good chocolate milk.
Yeah, especially after 13. Any chocolate milk is good, but it is really good. It definitely is really good. The first year I ran the race, I finished, and I couldn't quite make it to the food tent, so I didn't get to partake in that. And at that point, my legs were hurting me so bad that I just needed to get to my car, which was a chore in itself. So I never really made it to the food tent. The second year I went, and you had a really good spread. And last year, after I PR'd, I was in such a great mood. I ate tons of food. And then, I know that you mentioned that one of sort of the complaints, and there aren't many complaints of the race, but with the people that finished sort of towards the end, they felt like most of the food was gone by the time they got there. And you said you're going to try to make amends this time around. How are you rectifying that situation?
Well, what happened last year is basically we had 200 more people sign up for the 5K. So the 5K people come in and they eat quite a bit. They ate us out of house and home pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. You have to at least burn the calories that you eat in the free food, I think, right? So
exactly.
Come on,
So for the first time we ran out of food, and you hate that when somebody runs the full marathon and they come in late and we have nothing there for them, and it was we were scurrying around, nothing was open. But in any event, this year we're going to have at least 200-300 sandwich bags made up for some of the late runners, and we're ordering probably 200 more pizzas just to make sure we have them saved. Another whole delivery is going to come later, so we're probably going to have so much food we're going to have to throw it away, because we took it so personally when we failed last year, because it was just, you would hate that. I'd hate that when I ran, not getting food at the end. So like I said, Scott, you're going to have plenty of food this year. Trust me.
It is. I'd say it's annoying, but you kind of have to understand. It's got to be so hard to order food for so many people and try to figure out how to get it all there and make sure it's and without handing out. Like you see some of these guys, like some of these races, they'll give you like a little coupon on your bib. And that's all well and good, but I think we talked about this before. There's a certain sort of family atmosphere that goes on. It's almost like a family barbecue is the way I would put it. Which is like, you don't really want to be sitting there ripping off tickets on your bibs just so you can get a slice of pizza and whatnot. But I'm sure you guys are going to rectify the situation this year. And, like I said, it is a great atmosphere. So my wife finished last year with her friend Jessica in about 3:15. And sort of towards the back of the pack, maybe even a little bit later than that. And I think by that point in time, a lot of people had left, and even like sort of the people near the finish line, I think things were starting to sort of get taken down, and so what I would like to do this year is, assuming that I finish somewhere in 2.5 hours or under, is at 2:45 or somewhere around the 2:45 mark. I would like to grab anyone I can and help hand out the medals to the finishers that are coming in at 2:45 and beyond. And I would volunteer to stay there till the very last person crosses and give them their medal and cheer them on, because I want to make sure that everyone gets their due coming through. Not that Stephanie didn't, she did. But I just feel like that's like the people that bring up kind of like bring up the rear of the half marathon. They need, they need that. They did it too, it's amazing that it's almost like a little extra that they have to give to finish, because it's all that extra energy just to be out there for so long and to not give up and to keep going. And, if you would let me, I would love to do that.
Scott, not only that, we're going to try to get you, and whether it be Stephanie or whether it be somebody else who comes over the finish line at the end, we're going to really get our photographer there, and we're going to try to really get a great picture and hopefully get you on the cover of the magazine next year.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome. We took a picture last year, I remember, and I don't think I ever saw it. I think we took one at the end when I finished. It was really crowded. You get really busy. You're like, I don't know how you do it. It's like you're being pulled in a million directions. And I still saw you a couple times and was able to say hello. I don't know how you do it. It's so much goes into this one event, and then at the culmination, here it is. This is the day. Like how does that feel? You really plan for this all year round, and then you have one day to pull it off. Really, probably like, I was going to say 3 hours, but probably from the time you get there in the morning, it's probably like 7:30 in the morning, whatever. And then, so really you have like 5 hours to pull the whole thing off that you've been planning for an entire year. What kind of pressure do you feel on that day?
Well, first of all, to do this kind of thing, personally, I'm not good at delegating, so I end up like doing too much. And that's just, I have a great board, I have great volunteers, and So out of habit, I've been doing this. I did this. This is our 7th year, and I did a smaller 5K prior to that. So it's eight years of running these or managing these things. Every single time I go out and set up the course, I have a couple volunteers. I have a couple people who've been with me from the beginning. But we start at 3:00 in the morning.
Wow.
We put up all the signs. We do this, and everybody keeps saying, "Why don't you just have somebody do that? You got a great committee. These people, I say, because I'm such a perfectionist. If a sign doesn't get put up right, or if there's something I promised, a toilet doesn't go in the right spot or whatever. So I take it personally. So I make sure that I micromanage all those types of things. So I start at 3:00 in the morning. We get up. A couple people meet me at my house. We have a couple cars. We go around. The water station volunteers come to my house, get the tables. I go out. So we're literally between 3 and 5, a lot gets done because by 5:30, I go get a bite to eat. And by 6, all these vendors are starting to show up, and we open at 7. So I greet every vendor that comes in and thank them for their sponsorship, their participation. And then I also greet some of the runners who come in and troubleshoot anything that goes on. But this is really more than a road race. Like I said, we have like 100 vendors. And we have a little bit of a ceremony with the kids race and kids warm up. We've got sponsors for just about everything you could think of.
Right.
We have somebody sponsors the kids warm up.
The kids warm up was great. It's it's really great. Like the whole thing is really great. It's Sam did it 2 years ago, and my daughter. And she went out to the middle of the field. They were doing stretching, and then the kids do a couple laps around the track there. It's a great day. It really is all the way through. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, Bill, but I remembered like our last conversation. For some reason, maybe I was thinking of a conversation I had with somebody else. I thought that you yourself weren't really a runner. I remember you know what? And I think now that I think about it, I think I had a conversation with another race director I think it was actually Jerry Boyle of Ironman Maryland. And I asked him if he ever ran himself. And oh no, I don't do that. He's kind of like a gruff guy. Oh no, I don't do that. I'm only the director of the race. But you, actually do. You're a former Boston qualifier.
I mean, I certainly don't look like that now, but I did 12 marathons. I started just trying to, like you and everybody else, a lot of your
listeners,
members. I just was trying to lose weight, was slow, and I got into it, and I ended up with my 2 brothers. We started doing 5Ks, half marathons, and then we just said, let's try one in Connecticut. We did the Mystic half marathon or marathon. And then from there, I did New York 3 times, Philly twice, Vermont a couple times.
Where did you qualify?
I qualified in Chicago. Chicago was pancake flat.
Yeah.
I was on fire that year. I did I could show you my certificates over here, but I did like a 3:20.
Yeah.
In Chicago, 3:20, 15, whatever it was. And then in Boston, so that was in October. And then I qualified for Boston there, and I did almost the same time, 3:20, 40 or something.
Very nice.
And I wasn't even looking at my watch or whatever. I was just in great shape. And I had both perfect, beautiful days. I can't even describe how good both days were and how high I was on both days. But then after that, I kind of got out of shape, and I ended up doing a couple marathons after that. And then I just said, I got busy, traveled a lot for work, and I didn't do that. But so I was I was extraordinary for a period of time, and now I'm totally ordinary. But I have to say that I follow your Facebook posts, I follow you guys on social media, and I've been inspired. And I just signed up, and literally, I'm not kidding you, just by reading some of the testimonials and things on there, I signed up for the Marine Marathon. I got up, they had a 11,000 entry if sells out in 10 minutes or whatever. And I was able to get in. So it was one of my bucket list things.
Very nice.
My training starts 5/1 the day after this race.
Okay. That's a good idea, actually. That's perfect for you. I've actually done that race. I loved it. I tried to get in the lottery. I think I'm the only one I know that didn't get in. Everyone I know that went in got in. I think I'm the only one that didn't get in. But I love the race, and you're gonna have a great time there. It's really, it's a wonderful venue. There's some hills. There's some Marines though that will yell at you if you don't go up them.
Oh, really?
It's kind of neat. And actually, that really only happens once at the very end. And I don't almost want to spoil it, but at the very end, there's like it's almost like your 10-mile hill. It's a very short hill that goes right into the finish. But it's right at the end. So all the people are there to cheer you on. There's Marines there. Marines give you your medal. It's really just a great experience. You're going to have a blast down there. Good choice.
So I had 3 or 4 buddies who we were all going to do it, and we were all going to sign up 9 o'clock to sign on, and I was the only one that did. Everybody else said, "Screw it." I'm so bummed. And now I'm going down there, and my wife's like, "I'm not going down. I don't want to go down there watching."
Oh man!
once you do 12 marathons, you watch somebody go through. You don't want to stay out there for all that, but
yeah, I hear you. It's kind of it's an interesting sport to spectate. We went down to the half marathon in New York a couple of weeks ago to cheer on a friend, and they have these tracking systems now where they kind of get it close, but it's not like the runners are on GPS, so you don't know exactly where they are. And there's so many of them that, just a row of like 15 people could go through. And if you don't recognize your person, and it's cold day and everyone's bundled up and running, and it was really just hard to spot your runner. So, it's like it's great. It's great to cheer people on, especially the people that you don't know. And I think the first time I ever watched one, I was kind of like nervous. I'm like, I don't know these people. Why am I going to cheer them on? But then when you actually do them and you realize all the energy that you get from the people that cheer you on, then it becomes a lot easier to spectate, I feel, and and cheer people on. And you guys get a good crowd for a half marathon as well. I mean, all the aid stations are really energetic kids. It's usually like, is it all like high school volunteers?
Yeah, this is the biggest fundraiser for Cheshire High School. We give back about 10 grand to all the clubs and organizations and sports teams. So they come out, they put 20 or 30 people at a station. It's kind of overkill, but they're supposed to be cheering if they're not pouring water. So
yeah, they were great. They're always great, and it's always very supportive. I find going through there. It's aside from the lack of food for those 3 people, and thank God I PR'd last year because I made it in time to get the food. But aside from that, I mean, I have no complaints. I'll keep coming back, especially if I get those low bib numbers. You just keep those coming. I'll keep sending my guys your way. I wish I had more people in the area. That's the one thing about Facebook. When you generate a group from Facebook, it's like they're not all local. So we have like 550 or so people in the group, but maybe 50 of them are, relatively local to the area. So I've tried to recruit some people from the Boston area. I might have gotten a couple. I got, I think Laura, who's been on the program the last couple of weeks twice. She's going to come with us and she's going to run it. And she's training for Ironman Lake Placid. So, it's a good little training run for her. And maybe if the rail trail is open, I should ride the bike to the race and then, now I'm getting a little crazy.
One little, we talked about our magazine cover.
Yeah.
One suggestion for if anybody wants to run, I'd say out of the 7 years, maybe 5 years, the cover of our magazine has been taken. The picture's been taken as you come off the trail and you take a right onto the street. Yeah.
There's always a guy taking pictures there.
7.5 miles.
Yeah.
He takes, so girls, guys, whatever, they do thumbs up. They make some kind of expression. They're happy. They're smiling. Literally.
That's the spot.
Yes, that's the spot.
That's the spot to be ready. I'll be ready.
But this year we're going to do it at the end, and you're at the 3 hour mark.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, there's something about the people who they just do it. They're like, I'm going to do a half. I don't care how long it takes me. I don't care how much pain I'm in, and they just plug away and they do it. And, whether there's people there at the end or not, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I just feel like those are my people. I've been there. It takes a lot to do that.
there's a lot of hams, and in fact, I'm going to post this on your Facebook at some point when I get time. But there's a couple people at that same area when the guy was taking pictures as they come off the trail. There's a lady there that kind of got on the ground and did a roll, and she did a flop, and they're kind of like everybody's having a good time, and that's what it's all about.
That's
I think
the key.
It's not that you win the race, but you're having a good time and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who wins the race. I have no idea. Is there prize money? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a round trip JetBlue ticket to wherever they fly.
Right. Oh, interesting. I could use that. I don't think I'm going to do it though. I don't think. I don't know. I got a month. Not even. Right. Well, geez, it's like 25 days away.
Well, you can win it too, though. If you visit all those booths at the event, you'll get tickets.
And there's a drawing.
Each booth you go to, and then you, on your way out, you drop them off at the JetBlue tent, and you'll be able to potentially win.
There you
go. We gave away, I think we gave away 4 tickets last year, and this year we're also giving away a weekend at Foxwoods, all in, dinner, hotel, everything. So
yeah, that's great.
That's what we're giving away.
That's great. I gotta learn from you. I gotta take more notes for my virtual race because you guys are raising all this $150,000 you guys raised for charity and giving away money to the school and JetBlue flights. And I'm like, yeah, you guys can win like a free T-shirt from me. You guys give away better price. I gotta talk to this JetBlue guy. But
that's
anyway.
my brother, by the way. He's a bigwig over at JetBlue.
Is he really? That's great.
Yeah.
He'll be on next week. No, but that's, Bill, I'm looking forward to April 29th. I always have a great time there. Personally, I don't know that I got a PR in me this time around. I am behind in my training. I am also doing Lake Placid, in July. I got 3 months. I got to drop about, 20 pounds. I don't know that I could do it, but, whatever. I'm going to give it my best. And, like I said, I don't, even if I train really well the next 4 weeks, I don't know that I got a PR in me, but, I know that you guys do have pacers. So there's a 2-hour pacer out there and, I could sit in his back pocket all day and hopefully, not pass out. If I can suck it up for 2 hours, who knows? Maybe I'll get that done. Bill, thanks so much for coming on the program. Did I miss anything? I got your, I know I got your website, CheshireHalfMarathon.org. You can go there to register for the race. You got your Facebook group. I know you also mentioned you're on Twitter, but I don't think either one of us knows the handle there. But really, I think, I find that Facebook's a really good spot for news on the race. So I think everyone kind of gets it there. Did I miss anything?
No, you pretty much covered it.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you April 29th.
All right, Scott, I appreciate the time, and I appreciate all you're doing for the running community.
Thanks great. So much. Thanks. And you know what else I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to tracking you at MCM. Was it October? It's October race, right?
Yeah, October 28th, I think.
You got it circled on the calendar. Looking forward to it. Yep. See if you can reclaim that former extraordinary glory of days old. But I'm sure you'll do fine. Get into that training May 1.
I'm ordinary. Don't worry about it.
We're all extraordinary. It works great. All right. I want to thank Bill Costello once again for coming on the program. I had a great time. Next week, one of the things I wanted to mention at the beginning of the show, but I didn't mention it, was I'm going to try to stay a little more consistent now. I'm going to be posting these podcasts on Sunday, try to get one out once a week, every Sunday. So we're going to start this Sunday. We're going to be putting this podcast out, and then hopefully we'll get one every Sunday. And then if I wind up a little busy and I can kick out another one midweek, we're going to do that as well. So, a little more consistency from the Ordinary Marathoner podcast. I think you'll all hopefully benefit from that. I don't know. So I've been told consistency works in this business. We'll see. And I guess until then, I'm not sure who we're going to bring on next week. Probably Mike Taruso, I think, is a candidate. He's a guy that qualified for Boston in Arizona. He's been a follower of the program for quite some time. I think we're going to try to bring him on. And until then, always remember, when it comes to running, I'm no expert. I'm just ordinary.